Right now, with 10 days away from the spring primary election, voters are reassured of the voting process by voting early in person. Also, skiers and snowboarders showing off their skills on the Wisconsin Union during the final day of the Winter Carnival. And new details on the recovery efforts of an unidentified object in the U.S. Air Force shot down off Alaska's Arctic coast yesterday. Those stories and more coming up right now at 6. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm McKenna Alexander. We're just at 10 days away from the spring primary election here in Madison, and this morning, poll workers tested that equipment to make sure everything is working properly. Our Braden Ross joins us with a look at that process. Braden?
Election officials spent hours this morning testing the machines voters will use to cast their ballots in just over a week. They told me they hope showing the process will make Wisconsinites feel confident their votes are being counted.
Deputy Clerk of Madison Jim Verbick is up early on a Saturday morning to do a critical job.
This is our public test of our election equipment that will be used on Election Day.
That day is just over a week away, and Verbick and other election officials are making sure voting machines are secure and ready to go. In Wisconsin's spring primary on February 21st, voters will cast their ballots for a few key races. In Madison, voters will choose between 3 candidates for Madison mayor: incumbent Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway, former Madison School Board President Gloria Reyes, and longtime City of Madison traffic engineer Scott Kerr. Across the state, they'll vote to fill an open seat on the Wisconsin Supreme Court, choosing between 4 candidates, 2 conservatives and 2 liberals. In both races, the 2 highest vote getters will advance to the general election on April 4th. This morning's voting machine testing was open to the public, something Verbick says is crucial for public trust.
We love that this is transparent. We want people to feel like they can trust the process and trust that the machines are counting accurately and that there's no ballots in the machine as we begin the process on Election Day.
He says he's no stranger to skepticism when it comes to the election process and encourages anyone who has questions to get involved.
I've heard a lot of people who have told me that they're skeptical about the process, or they feel confused or uneasy about things, and then they be poll workers and they realize, oh, this is why everything is done this way. My advice to anyone who feels uneasy about the process is be part of the process.
And early voting for the February primary is going on now and runs through February 19th. You can find all the information you need on our website at channel3000.com and in our election special airing next Thursday right here on News 3 Now.
All right, Braden, thank you. Well, the sunshine the past 2 days has certainly felt nice, especially as the days begin to last longer. Tonight's sunset was officially at 5:23, and as you can see, it's not even completely dark yet. Meteorologist Julian Seawright is outside on the weather patio with the first warn forecast. Julian, sounds like this sunny weather will be sticking around for another day or two?
Yeah, at least another day or two until we at least get to Valentine's Day. So definitely soak it up while we have it, and especially these temperatures, because, man, this felt like spring for us throughout much of southern Wisconsin. So getting into the rest of tonight, well, it's actually going to be a bit on the chillier side. Looking ahead, temperatures will continue to slide out of the 30s to the upper 20s by the time we get to the midnight hour. We are looking for our skies to continue to be mostly clear as we head into our Sunday. But temperatures as of right now, 37 for Madison and for Janesville, much colder for Platteville as of right now, 30 degrees, with 40s over towards Prairie du Chien and for Boscobel. Wind speeds aren't too bad, but a bit breezier between Platteville and Monroe as of right now, with into the double digits, where we're looking at single digits from Madison into Janesville and our friends to the east in Watertown. Now, as we take a look at tonight, well, things again are going to get much colder. We're looking at 22 degrees. It's going to stay onto the light breezy side from the southwest, but it's not going to be as cold as it was last night, and many temperatures around southern Wisconsin are going to be following suit. We're seeing mostly clear skies, middle to lower 20s, but a bit milder over towards Janesville into the upper 20s. We're going to talk about the rest of the weekend and give a little preview about our Valentine's Day forecast coming up in a few moments. Until then, Betsy McKenna.
The Wisconsin Union's Winter Carnival comes to a close tonight, and it's only fitting for the event to end with one of its most popular attractions, Rail Jam. Freestyle skiers and snowboarders showing off their tricks and skills at the Wisconsin Union tonight. That's where our Andrew Banstra is taking it all in for himself.
McKenna, each year the Memorial Terrace transforms into a half pipe right in front of your eyes, right here on UW's campus. It's really a sight to see. Dozens of skiers and snowboarders go down what they call a surprisingly fast decline and pick one of the obstacles to do a trick on. Most people told me, though, it's really the crowd that gets them going.
I mean, usually this kind of thing is on the mountain, so like on campus here with this many people that don't really see that much probably, and seeing something crazy like this, I mean, it really motivates you to do something crazy to get the crowd going.
The participants are in groups, and each group gets about 15 minutes to hit the slopes as many times as they can. Now at 6, you'll hear from both participants and more skiers and snowboarders on what makes this such a unique day.
All right, thanks, Andrew. We'll hear from you again at 10. In more news tonight, U.S. Marshals arrested a 20-year-old they say is responsible for a drive-by shooting on Madison's east side earlier this year. This provided picture here shows Razal Schaefer being taken into custody. Marshals received a tip he'd been living at a home in the 300 block of Rethke Avenue and was inside at the time they arrived. Schaefer is charged with attempted first-degree intentional homicide and a drive-by from January 7th. Luckily, no one was hurt in that shooting. A man charged in a deadly shooting on Madison's north side last summer will go to trial in late September. 28-year-old Akil Lowe faces 5 felony charges, including first-degree intentional homicide as a party to a crime and involving the use of a dangerous weapon, stemming from the July 22nd shooting that left 18-year-old Laron Bynum dead. Bynum was found dead inside a Kia Optima that had been reported stolen. A criminal complaint alleges Lowe was part of a group that was searching for the vehicle. When the group found that car, Lowe allegedly shot at the people inside, while another person fired at the Kia from inside the getaway vehicle. Lowe was arrested in Ohio in August, roughly 2 weeks after the shooting. New information tonight. Searchers say they have not yet reached the crash site of the unknown object that was shot down yesterday off the coast of Alaska. Now, this comes as crews deal with bad weather, with temperatures dropping as low as negative 45 Fahrenheit in the area. Christian Benavides shares what we know at this hour.
U.S. officials say President Biden gave the order for an F-22 military fighter jet to shoot down the unknown object flying over Alaska's icy northern coast.
Do you have anything to the object shot down over Alaska, Mr. President?
Success. But as investigators work this weekend to gather more information, the object's origin and purpose remains a mystery.
We do not know who owns it. Whether it's state-owned or corporate-owned or privately owned. We just don't know.
White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby said the device, described as about the size of a small car, was flying at some 40,000 feet and presented a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flights. Last Saturday, Air Force fighter jets downed the much larger suspected Chinese spy balloon off South Carolina's coast after it crossed the continental United States.
What is concerning is that it was yet another unidentified object violating U.S. sovereignty.
Republican Alaska Governor Mike Dunleavy says the Chinese balloon should have been taken down much sooner. In a statement, he says there is very little margin for error. Russian territory is only a few miles away. We are the one state closest to the Korean Peninsula and China. Alaska is truly on the front lines. Christian Benavides, CBS News.
And new in the last 2 hours, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau saying he's ordered the takedown of what he's calling an unidentified object that's violated Canada's airspace. Trudeau tweeting that NORAD command shot down the object over the territory of Yukon, which borders Alaska. Canadian forces will now recover and analyze the wreckage of this object. Drone footage from earlier today shows the extent of damage in southern Turkey after 2 powerful earthquakes hit the region earlier this week. The latest death toll numbers have reached more than 28,000 people, the majority of which were in Turkey. Survivors are still being pulled from under rubble, but a United Nations liaison says they're approaching the end of the search and rescue window. An update now on the mass shooting in Half Moon Bay, California. Authorities are now investigating potential workspace safety and health violations at 2 work sites where 7 people were shot and killed in January. The mass shootings happened at 2 places where the suspect worked and lived. One shooting at the California Terror Garden, a mushroom farm, the other at a nearby farm where he was a former employee. After inspecting both crime scenes, officials expressed concerns about the conditions in which employees and victims worked and lived, saying the workers were being paid $9 an hour and living in shipping containers in deplorable conditions. A spokesperson for the Labor Commissioner's office says they do not comment on open investigations and do not provide updates on ongoing active inspections, adding that if there are safety and health violations, the employer could face citations and penalties. An actor known for his roles in several popular television series has died. A representative for Cody Longo says Longo was found dead at his home in Austin, Texas, earlier this week. He was 34 years old. Longo appeared in various shows, including Hollywood Heights and Days of Our Lives. As of now, there's been no word on a cause of death. He leaves behind a wife and 3 young children. Still at tonight at 6, think you know who'll win tomorrow's Super Bowl? A pair of otters in Baraboo think they do. How their noses are helping them sniff out the game winner.
Ashley's President's Day Mattress Marathon starts now. Save up to 75% on mattress doorbusters from the top brands while they last. Or save big on Purple and Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. Only at Wisconsin's #1 mattress retailer, Ashley.
Men put their skin through a lot. Day in, day out. That's why Dove Men Body Wash has skin-strengthening nutrients and moisturizers that help rebuild your skin. Dove Men Plus Care. Smoother, healthier skin with every shower.
For smooth hair that flows and shines like water, new Tresemme Fluid Smooth Spray. Powered by hydrating coconut droplets with plant-based protein that penetrates. In one spray, get instant shine and smoothness. New Tresemme Fluid Smooth Hair Care.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Why should you have to continue to do that? Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. And once again, you're called upon by your family to serve and protect. We want you to know we are here to support you. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. It's not easy to ask for a hand up, but we are clear in our mission. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again. 833-WISC-VRAP. That's 833-947-8727.
Ashley's biggest President's Day sale ever starts now. Get the very best deals of the season on furniture and mattress doorbusters, now up to 60% off. Plus 60-month special financing and delivery in as fast as 3 days on in-stock merchandise. Happening now at Ashley.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Well, today's sunshine might have had you thinking of spring, and that's exactly what organizers with PBS Wisconsin's Garden and Landscape Expo wanted. The show returned this weekend to the Alliant Energy Center, the perfect midwinter oasis for people ready to get back in their gardens. More than 100 educational presentations and lectures were provided over the 3-day event, which includes an exhibitor mall, a floral design competition, and horticulture experts from the University of Wisconsin. Despite the winter weather we've seen this week, many people are curious to know what they can do to prepare this year's gardens.
A lot of people are, what do I need to do to get ready for spring? When can I start planting? It is too early to put things outside. But you know what? You can start seeds pretty soon, get your plans going, find out new products to help you be successful, and have fun in your garden.
If you'd like to attend, you still have tomorrow to do so. It runs from 10 in the morning through 4 in the afternoon. Tickets are $10 at the door, but if you park on site, do note it will cost an extra $8. Children 12 and under get in for free, and all proceeds support PBS Wisconsin. Well, it wouldn't be Super Bowl season without learning which zoo animals will pick the winner of tomorrow night's game between the Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles. Up in Baraboo, the otters at Oxnard Park Zoo are going split on their decision. Brothers Mitch and Mo each picked a team. Mitch going with the Eagles, already down to win tomorrow's big game, first flipping over this wood food-filled box with the Philadelphia logo on it. But Mo seemed more confident that the Chiefs will have no problem choosing this box right here. Now, if you remember, last June, the otters were 2 of 4 animals that escaped the zoo after man broke in. All 4 animals were caught, though, and returned to the zoo.
Mitch and Mo were very excited to be home. Mitch was an orphan pup, so he didn't know how to survive in the wild. And Mo was born in captivity, so he didn't know how to survive. So they were both very eager to come back and get their food fed to them instead of having to actually catch them.
The man who broke in was charged with 9 counts of misdemeanor criminal damage, but those charges were later dismissed and an arrest warrant was quashed. Stay with us. Julian's back with another check of our First Warn forecast coming up after the break.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint, for certain.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Greenhut, the CEO of Plexiderm. And if you haven't tried Plexiderm, we've created the best offer yet with our Valentine's Day Plexiderm 10-minute challenge. All it takes is 10 minutes to reduce the appearance of under eye bags, wrinkles, and crow's feet. Even the 11 lines between your eyes are visibly gone in minutes. Plexiderm works so well that celebrities in Hollywood and people just like you feel years younger in minutes. This is why I'm letting people try it for only $14.95 this Valentine's Day at plexidermtrial.com.
So I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. I have spent so much money on tons of eye creams, eye gels. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm, and I'm not joking. It works. When I do a collage and everything is done, it looks amazing. That is exactly how Plexiderm makes me feel. I put it on my face, and somehow, some way, I look together, which is amazing. I'm Jackie, and I took the Plexiderm 10-minute challenge, and so should you.
I'm Neela. I'm 61 years old. I'm a professional personal trainer. It's so important to be in good health and to be fit and take care of yourself. How it makes you feel inside is amazing. And yet, when you look in the mirror, what you see necessarily isn't what you feel inside. Plexiderm, seriously, honest to God, it's amazing. There's nothing there, like the bags are gone.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shale rock. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing the appearance of under eye bags and wrinkles in minutes. This Valentine's Day is the best time to try Plexiderm at our startup price of only $14.95. So if under eye bags make you look tired or feel older, take action this Valentine's Day and see that younger looking you. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Looking around the state now, Wisconsin archers put their skills to the test at the state tournament today in lacrosse. The Wisconsin Archery Alliance holds a tournament for all ages and skill levels every year, but this is the first time it's been held in lacrosse, and it runs all weekend. The vice president of the alliance says archery is a unique sport and one that you can do for the rest of your life.
As long as you can draw the ball, you can shoot it. So it's really a sport unlike high school sports. You know, high school sports, they're done when they're done, but this kind of carries through your lifetime.
The tournament continues tomorrow at the Amy L. Mathey Center. Well, it's not a bad weekend to be doing some indoor or outdoor activities, Julian, but how long will this nice weather last if you're trying to get outside?
Well, we do have a couple more days of it, and that's probably the best part about it. Right now, we're dealing with some wonderful weather, but just how long? Well, we're going to talk about it, starting with our weather headlines. Over the next couple of days, through about Wednesday, we're going to be looking at mild temperatures, but we are also going to start to see a lovely rainy day for our Tuesday. So Valentine's Day, we're definitely going to need the rain here. But later into the week, we're going to be watching for a potential of seeing some accumulating snowfall once again coming into the area. So we're going to get right into that. But first, we're going to be talking about what else we're expecting for the rest of tonight. The clear skies that we have as of right now, those are going to remain. And as we get into the temperatures, however, we're going to fall, but really slowly. We're staying into the 30s throughout the rest of this evening, early tonight, and then around midnight, we'll finally be into the upper 20s. Those southwesterly winds starting to keep things just rather mild throughout much of southern Wisconsin. And here's a look at our surface this map. This high-pressure system is going to keep things dry and quiet throughout the rest of this weekend and about the next couple of days. However, we are starting to get a little bit of moisture coming in from the Great Plains that's going to roll its way into the upper Midwest, which will bring in some cloud cover by the time we get into our Sunday night. But outside of that, enjoy the clear, the quiet, and the mild. Temperatures into the lower 20s is what we're expecting for Madison for tonight, but many of us will be into the mid-20s overnight as well. Talking about tomorrow, 40-degree temperatures, near 40, could even see a couple degrees above once we get into our afternoon. Southwesterly winds are going to continue to fuel those warmer temperatures throughout southern Wisconsin for this time of year because we are staying well above seasonable for this time. 40 degrees for tomorrow looks to be our high, lower to middle 40s for our friends just to the south as well. Overall, tomorrow is going to be another wonderful day to get outside and do any kind of outdoor activities. So let's walk through our future track. Well, we're seeing those temperatures in the lower 20s by the time we hit around 7 o'clock, but noon, upper 30s, low 40s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. And then getting into the rest of the afternoon, we'll start to see some cloud cover building around the dinner time hours for us, but still going to be rather nice. Upper 30s, low 40s throughout much of southern Wisconsin. Once we transition into our Sunday, going into Monday morning, it's actually going to be much milder than what we're going to wake up to for Sundays. Temperatures will be into the upper 20s for our Monday. But again, what we're going to be watching for is rain for our Tuesday, especially Tuesday evening into Tuesday night. Our friends to the north of Wisconsin will start to see a wintry mix, even some snowfall. But then later into the week, we're tracking some uncertainties, but a system is looking to bring in some snowfall throughout much of Wisconsin and the upper Midwest in itself. But there is still some uncertainty of where that track is going. We're looking at a bit more of a track to bring in a bit more of that snowfall, mainly just north near La Crosse area in northern parts of Wisconsin, which will leave us with a minimal amount of accumulation, but it's something we're going to be watching for over the next couple of days. Here's a look at our 10-day forecast. As I mentioned, temperatures are going to feel great through about Wednesday. We're looking at low to middle 40s. The only thing is that Tuesday, it's just going to be a little bit of a rainy day for those who are celebrating Valentine's Day. Outside of it, though, you can't really beat this forecast outside of just watching for our potential of seeing some snowfall going into our Thursday. But next weekend, it's going to be quiet once again.
All right, you're running out of times to say it. This is a forecast to...
to fall in love
there
with.
We go. There we go. We're going to fall in love with this
yes,
one.
Yes, we are. I had to laugh for a second for that one. That was good.
I've been giving him a lot of...
It's okay.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's a good one, though. I like it.
It is a really good one.
There are only so many times in the year you can use it. Let's milk it.
It sounds good. Well, it sounds like we're going to have to do it again for tonight and tomorrow.
All right. Well, you've fallen in love a lot tonight. Thanks, Julie. So tonight, Badgers are back on the road this afternoon, hoping to make it back-to-back wins. Jordan has highlights of their game with Nebraska up next.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Low E has hurt my ability to perform.
He hasn't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope. Now through February 16th, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and turn your low energy into big fitness energy in 2023 in a clean and spacious, judgment-free zone with tons of equipment to get you energized.
Low E, not for me.
Simply join through the free PF app for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, February 16th.
Life doesn't stop for diabetes. Be ready for every moment with Glucerna. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand that's scientifically designed to help manage your blood sugar. Live every moment. Glucerna.
We depend on judges to keep our families safe. But Jennifer Doro has a long history of keeping criminals, even sexual predators, out of prison. As a judge, Doro lets criminals off easy so often, a fellow judge questioned her soft treatment of convicted criminals. She even gave a convicted domestic abuser 2 days to report to prison, time he used to violently assault his own family members. Jennifer Duro lets criminals off the hook, and that has no place on our Supreme Court.
When we designed the all-new Honda Pilot Trail Sport, we made it adventure ready. With features like an enhanced all-wheel drive system and off-road tuned suspension, so you can blaze new trails. The all-new Pilot Trail Sport, the most off-road capable Honda SUV ever. Visit your local Honda dealer where new vehicles are arriving daily. Buy online or reserve from select Honda dealers.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-501-5956 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
An election that could tip the scales in the state Supreme Court. News 3 Now looks at the candidates in the upcoming primary and what's at stake for you in a Campaign 2023 special report. Thursday at 6:30 p.m. only on News 3 Now.
It's been a theme for Badger men's basketball for quite some time, taking games down to the wire. So far this season, 14 of UW's games have been decided by 5 points or less, with the Badgers sporting a 9-5 record in that span. Now, fresh off an overtime win against Penn State, Wisconsin wraps its road trip against Nebraska. Well, they come out of halftime firing off shots. Connor Essegian dials up from deep, a triple to make it a 16-point lead. Now, Chucky Hepburn is going to follow his lead a minute later. That's 3 of his team-high 19 to keep that double-digit cushion. But the Cornhuskers won't be shut down for much longer. They hit a 14-0 scoring run midway through the second half. That gives them the lead. And that's not all. 40 minutes is just simply not enough. It's tied at 61, heads to overtime where it's all Huskers. I mean, the Badgers only managed 2 points in OT. They dropped this one 73-63, moved to a 6-8 record in the Big Ten. Next up is a date with Michigan on Valentine's Day. Women's basketball on the road for round 2 of the border battle. 4 quarters, also not enough. Badgers and Gophers go to overtime where UW pulls off the win. 76-70, Julie Pospisilova led the Badgers with 22 points. This win also snaps UW's 4-game losing streak. Sectional time for boys high school swim and dive. Verona, the host site for one of the Division I meets, and Middleton is starting off strong. In the 200-yard individual medley, it's freshman Sam Wolf who comes in first with a time of 1:52.62. Now the Cardinals just keep on rolling. 50-yard free, it's Jack Madoff in a close one, but he taps the wall first, and clearly he likes the result that he got. Taken home first with a time of 19.86. And Madison West also getting in on the first place action, 100-yard butterfly. Abram Mueller edges his opponents. It's first place for the junior. Badger Wrestling's gauntlet of a schedule continues this afternoon at the Fieldhouse. It's border battle time. UW having to play catch up early. They're down by 6 in the second bout when Garrett Model is going to get Wisconsin back on track in 157. 2 points for the takedown en route to a 12-9 decision. Now Dean Hamady helping the rally continue. He earns a decision over his opponent, and it's a tie match at the Fieldhouse. But in the end, the Gophers get the best of the Badgers. They fall 19-15, are now 1-7 in Big Ten duels. And it's the series finale for Wisconsin and Minnesota men's hockey. This game is in action right now. At last check, the Badgers were leading the top-ranked Gophers 3-1 in the second period. We're going to have more from this game tonight at 10.
All right, thanks, Jordan. Julian, let's get one final check of our forecast.
Well, our temperatures, there's definitely love in the air because it's nice and warm for the next few days, especially for February. 40 degrees through the holiday, and on top of it, we'll start to see some chances of some snow later into the week, so make sure you're staying weather aware.
All right, thanks, Julian, and thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you back here at 10 with more news.